These are so much fun. I'm telling you, I love playing with these. So this is pineapple, and I am going to go into Rosewood. The yellow, it's like an adjuster, like a shade adjuster. It makes it almost like a coral. So you could do this even with something more pink and it will warm it up. And look at how sheer it is. Even though I'm putting this stuff on, it's not giving me like cakiness because these are sheer. So cute. I am loving, loving the glow. Are you opting for lighter coverage makeup now that the weather is getting warmer? Me too. And not only lighter coverage, I really love the glow. So I am going to do my summer glaze makeup. At least that's what I'm calling it. Not sure if the term has already been coined. Whatever, summer glaze. I just really like the sound of that. So the base is going to be sheer, almost non-existent, and I am going to be using my Seint Makeup and Beauty Society. These two makeup lines are my absolute favorite, especially for mature skin. And for those of you that are new here, my name is Lisa. I've been a licensed esthetician for 23 years, and my channel is all about helping you with your skincare and makeup. Okay, so the only thing I did so far was I just put a little bit of eye primer and mascara, just because I was going to do a very light wash of a bronzy eyeshadow, I'm thinking, because I'm thinking that the coverage is going to be very light. It's going to be glowy and bronzy and peachy, perhaps. We'll see where this takes us. I've already picked out some things in my palette and some things that I'm going to experiment with because Seint is having a sale, actually, and I'm going to have a separate video on that. But these two are highlights, and which means foundation. These are going to be on sale. I could use these as bronzing, so I'm going to see how that works. And then these are gloss blushes. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I am going to put on my Featherlight tint. Now, this is called Sheer Joy from Beauty Society, and it is a serum tint which has hyaluronic extract, peptides are in here, cucumber extract. It's incredible. So I like to just put it on with my fingers. You could put it on with a brush, but I just do a couple pumps, and you can see the tint is there and it's suspended in the serum, and then as you kind of work it with your fingers, it disperses all through the medium. So you can kind of see that there's a little bit of coverage, not much, because I'm going to supplement with some cream makeup as well. So this is how I do it. Like I said, this product, some people like to put it on with a sponge or a brush. I'm all about not only glowy makeup, but also easy and fast and quick, especially in the summer. And just in general, like who has time anymore? Like it's so difficult to like get, to carve out even time to be able to really concentrate on your makeup. And I do it sometimes, but special occasions, stuff like that. But for every day, my God. All right, so that's it. And really, if you really wanted something super light and airy, you could just put this on and go to the gym, whatever. I love the Sheer Joy stuff. And this is the bottle, and then it's also refillable. So all of the Beauty Society products are refillable, and you just keep your case. So that's really, really nice. All right, so then the next thing I'm going to do, because as you can see, everybody's got things. Everybody has things that they want to enhance and possibly camouflage. For me, you've probably been staring at them this whole time. If you're new to my channel and you see my other videos, I'm always talking about the under eyes because that is like the bane of my existence. So I know a lot of people out there have issues with their under eyes as well. So I really concentrate on trying to make them look brighter, but I don't want them to look cakey, which is why I love these lines of makeup. All right, so far, it looks like the discoloration has diminished a little, but you see how sheer the coverage is? So now I'm going to go into some cream. Beauty Society also has cream sticks, and they are skincare infused. All of the makeup is skincare infused. Very effective skincare, I might add. Absolutely love it. And my customers have been giving me really good feedback on these as well. They feel good, but it is a sheerer coverage than the Seint. So I like to implement both. Now, I am going to be using this and put it on so I could have like a very, very sheer coverage. But I am going to start by underpainting with those two highlights that I showed you before, which are for dark skin, but I'm going to use it as like a brontour. I think I'm going to use a blush and bronzer brush and my detail brush. These are two of my favorite brushes. The newer brushes have a different finish. They're all white and they're awesome. I actually had them cleaned, so I had to use my older brushes like right now, but they're the same exact style. And the sale is 40% off select items, including some brushes. And I am featuring everything that I'm going to wear right now is all part of the sale. Everything, all of these things are 40% off. So let me start with this brontour situation. Let me see how this goes. Let me start with the lighter one. Both of these, because my skin is on the fair side, are going to come up kind of like a bronze. So let's see. I'm going to see if I could do... I'm going to start with this one first. And this one is more warm toned, as you can see. And our highlights are, which is our foundation, we call them highlights, are very glowy because they are cream. I may look kind of weird at first because it's just going to look like the underpainting because I'm going to go around the bridge of my nose too. And let's see what happens. Then I'm going to deepen it a little bit as well with the deeper color, but this is very warm. And I'm wondering if I put this underneath. That's not too bad on my forehead. Okay. And I do usually bring it down my neck, and that's with the fluffy side. This is what I love to use for bronzer in general, because of course we do have bronzers in the line, but sometimes you could have a different type of a finish of bronzer because this is foundational coverage. Contours are foundational coverage. Our bronzers are more sheer. So this could give you the best of both worlds. You could have a little bit of coverage and glow and supple creaminess. Okay, so don't judge it yet. Because right now, as I'm looking into the screen myself, I'm like, ugh. It looks a little bit like on the yellowy side. So now I am going to go into the darker one. This one's called Figi. So the lighter one is Nutmeg. This is Figi. Both of these, 40% off. This one is a little bit cooler tone, and now you see it's starting to deepen up. Okay, so someone that has a little bit of a deeper color to them might just go right into Figi. Right off the bat, you already know. If you're more fair, you might get both and you could customize it like how I am doing right now, or just get Nutmeg, because if you're even more fair than me, that might work for you. And again, keep in mind, we do have bronzers if you want something more sheer. So there are 4 different bronzers at St. Carrie's. And this is just, I'm talking about for the summer sale that is going to be going on from June 10th to the 15th. And it's a pretty significant sale. 40% off, dude. All right. So that looks a little bit better. Almost like a sunburnt situation, which I'm not mad at, because I feel like that could kind of give you that summery, like just came in from being out in the sun look, but keep it glowy. Also, palettes, certain palettes are going to be 40% off. And I believe that this one is still available, and this is the 8, which is why I use this one. I love these. These are the ones that came out last summer, and they're very summery. I don't know if this size is available, but I think in the 27, in the big one, like this guy, which I have as well. I have lip and cheeks in here, actually, like extra lip and cheeks. And there's 3 tiers. These are illuminators, and the bottom is all blank, but you can put whatever you want. So these are great. This is your whole face and then some, like especially going traveling and whatnot. So this here, this is a 12, but the color is available in that 27. And I believe maybe even the small 4, 40% off. Okay, so these are my cream highlights. These are my shades. But I am going to start with the Beauty Society cream because this one is even more sheer. It's almost serum-like, which is what I love. Sometimes I just wear this by itself. So here we go. I'm going to go around. And even though like these do not go on heavy at all, if I were to do this with the Seint, it would be heavy. But these are more sheer coverage. I love being able to customize. Whether I want sheer serum coverage one day, want something a little thicker in certain spots on my face, like my under eyes. So now, let's see how that is once I start to stipple it in. And this is my favorite for foundation, which I really like. And I'm just going to also go over with that cream to kind of bring that down a bit. So it's kind of bringing some trace elements of that foundation, cream stick foundation, over that so it doesn't look as bronzy as I had it. It's underneath. It's like the underpainting. I'll go over my nose. I still have to figure out like how to do my nose contour because I have a deviated septum and it drives me insane. And I'm just not skilled enough to be able to do the correcting most people that I see, like you guys have like nice straight noses and you could do your contour and literally you just put it like on either side and it looks great. And you could do like real subtle and it just looks defined. And me, it looks even more weird. So I have to figure it out. So I'll still be practicing. One day you'll see me on here and I'll be like, oh my God, Eureka, I got it. All right, so. All right, so there's that. Now let me see about these under eyes, which I always go to my Seint for more coverage. And this is my main highlight. All of my information is down below. Anybody that is new here, you'll find my link tree. My link tree has color match form, skincare quiz, because the skincare line from Beauty Society is incredible. Check out my other videos. My before and after pics are there, my reviews. And yes, I just started with Beauty Society because I was so impressed with the results that I got after 6 weeks initially. And now I'm almost at 12. It's incredible. So if you look back at my previous videos, my under eyes are considerably way better than they used to be. Obviously, there's going to be some skeletal things and some structural things that would have to be changed with surgery. But even with all of that, the improvement is crazy. All right. So anyway, all of my stuff is down below if you want to get in contact with me. And I could get you color match for Seint, Beauty Society, or both. You know, like it depends. I have customers that do both because they cherry pick and they like things from different lines, like me. All right. Now, I wonder if usually I'll put a little bit up here, but I have some primer. I'm going to put a little bit of powder up here before I put any eyeshadow on. Okay, so as you can see, the Seint has a little bit more oomph to it, you know, so it gives me a little bit more coverage. But everywhere else, I wanted it to be more sheer. Now, obviously, if I have like a couple of blemishes, I am not crazy concerned with it because I want to do light, I want to do sheer, I want to be glowy, airy, breezy, and just supple looking. So that's my goal. Now, the next thing I'm going to do, so no contour, I kind of did a brontour with those highlights and it worked and it looks subtle and not as orange as it did in the beginning. So between those two, I'm really liking it. I'm going to be able to customize those. All right, now let's go into some blush, but actually first, I'm going to underpaint with the Sheer Joy Tinted Serum Blush. Yes, they have Tinted Serum Blush, skincare infused as well. And this is pretty pigmented, so I actually put, again, it's the same type of packaging where you could do the refill. And the top just goes up like this. And then I usually just put a little bit on the back of my hand. I try to be, see, like that's too much, you know. So this is very pigmented, which is great. And like I said, it's like a stain. So I like to do like that. Let me grab my blush and bronzer. And that is giving me the lightest tint, and you could just add as you go. And then on the other side, you might be able to see better. This one is called Radiant, this blush. And you see how easy that is. It's super crazy easy. You could even use this on your lips as a tint as well. Right now I have the Worth It Lip Plumper on, which I'll show you in a minute. It's just clear, and I just really like the feel of it. So cute. I am loving the glow. All right, so that is with the serum only. And now I am going to add a little bit more of that dark highlight, which is Figi, because I just want it to be like a little bit more bronzy up here. So I'm just going to go into that, not the warmer one for me. Yep. So it kind of looks like I got a little bit of a tan going on. So you can see the difference of both sides. I like that. Do the other side, same thing. Do some circular motions. I love this brush, the blush and bronzer brush. And like I said, the ones that are available now are white, but the same exact style. And then I went a little bit overboard on my forehead. So creams are very forgiving and very easy to use, which is another reason why I love them so much. And not only do they sit amazing on the skin, for maturing skin especially. So you can kind of marry everything together. I could go even brighter here if I want to, but literally I just want it to be almost like skin tone. and just very like fresh looking. All right. Okay. I like it. Really cute. All right, now let's go on to some lip and cheek colors, and I'm going to show you the ones that are my favorite for summer. If you are watching this June 10th through the 15th, like I said, all of these that I'm featuring are all going to be 40% off. Now, I'm going to mix and match some of these because it is just too cute. Like, for instance, these here are part of the Fruit Punch collection that they had last year. Love these because they're glosses, and this one looks crazy. It's yellow. There are some people that are a little bit deeper skin tone and they could wear it. You see how it looks like straight up yellow, but you could mix these. And actually what this would do is warm up a cool tone blush. You could even do that with this, and it's a gloss formula, so it keeps everything very sheer. So, so pretty. Now I've got to figure out like how I'm going to tackle this. Let me see. What color do I want? Maybe I can ombre it. Let's see, because there is the shade Rosewood. You're thinking fall. I usually wear this in the fall all the time, but hey, you could mix and match any of these things, which is what is so great even on your lips. So you could customize and have everything. It's like an artist palette. So let's see. Let me do a little bit of that. Very little, because they're very pigmented. So let's say I put a little bit of Rosewood up here. Okay. Then I am going to put this one called Tropicana, and this one is super cute. I love this one for the summer, and I actually like doing it like this. I'm going to put it on with my fingers so you could actually see the tone before I mix it all up. So that's Tropicana. So a little bit more on the orangey side, but it does have a little bit of pink into it. And it is a semi-gloss. So it's a little bit of a sheen to it as well, which, again, I love. Now, this is another one that is one of my absolute favorites. This is Tango. Oh, so pretty. Look at that. So this is a gloss, but it's got enough pigment here. And I'm just going to blend all of these things together and see if I want to add Tangerine into it. We'll see what this looks like. Let's see. So you can see the different tones, and they're all very glossy. And then I'm going to put them all together so it's giving me like a nice peachy pink. Oh, so cute. Oh, that's so cute. I love it. Now I tend to go all overboard all the time because I really love the way the color looks, but look at how forgiving cream makeup is. So I had it like way, way low. Don't want it way low. And these brushes are designed to work with cream makeup. It just like picks up and deposits, and you could move everything around to your liking. So once you put something on your skin, it's not point of no return like some really like long wearing foundations that are water based. Once those are on, they're on, especially, and even powders. You know, powders are kind of tricky, or they could be tricky. Like once you have them on, you can't really move them anymore, depending on the finish and the brand, all that stuff, like the staying power that they have. All right, so this is looking pretty glowy, pretty glowy. And now I am going to put a little bit of highlight and illuminators. I actually have one from Beauty Society. This one is called Regal. And I really like this one because it's not like so in your face, but I put it on the very top. I want to see if you'll be able to see it. You see how like it's a gleam, but it doesn't look like, maybe you'll see it a little bit better on this side. Yes. And if you can see, like in certain lights, like I have texture on my skin because I have acne scars, which I feel like they're improving with my skincare now with the Beauty Society, which is crazy to me because I've even done microdermabrasion professionally, but probably because I'm doing it a little more often now, like at home, like with the manual one, and then with the chemical exfoliants that I've been using, I feel like they're a little better. You could look back in my previous videos. But you know, like looking up here, none of this glowiness is enhancing that texture, which thank God. Thank goodness. All right, so then you just take this and you see how it's so subtle. There's no glitter. It's just the sheen, which is exactly what I want. Now, if you were to be a little bit oily, because some people are like, I can't wear this because I have oily skin. There are things you could do. A friend of mine has pretty oily skin. She wears Seint makeup. She absolutely loves it. She does a couple of different things. Like her primer is oil control primer. I used this serum tint because I'm a little bit more on the dry side. So for me, that works. And there's also powder. You could also powder. This is the Vanilla Dust Setting Powder that goes right in the palette. These are some of the eyeshadows that are going to be available. I'm going to do a separate video with the full-on like look with some of these. But I'm just going to do like a quick wash just so I could show you just for the whole summer glaze. But this is Vanilla Dust Setting Powder. And if you wanted to, this is just like a powder brush. And it is, I don't know where, I usually don't powder. Maybe I'll do it down here because I usually don't. But you see, like, it doesn't add any texture, very finely milled. It's translucent. So you can see, like, it makes the skin look really nice. And I don't want to take the glow away from the cheeks. So that's why I think I'm going to refrain from putting it here. But some people like to powder their under eyes, and hey, go ahead. You know, so it's up to you. But I actually am happy with this. So now let me see what I'm going to do on my eyes. Now these, I'm going to do something super simple, like really simple. So I have my eyeshadow brush, and I think I'm going to go into, this one is called Havana. And let me see. I'm doing like the lightest wash too, because I don't want anything too heavy. I just want it to be like a 2-shade look. And almost like bronzy. So I believe what I'm going to do now is maybe go into, let me do a little bit of crush. And this is like a peach gold. And I really like putting these on with my fingers sometimes because it just gives like a very nice sheen. And I'm not packing these on purpose because I don't want to. I want it to be very, very, very light. Almost like barely there. And then, if you wanted to bronze it up, there is this one called Stardust, which is super pretty. Let me see what happens if I do this. Yeah, you see how it's a little bit more gold? So you could kind of mix it with the peachy gold if you wanted, or you could even just wear more of it and turn gold more than peach. So you could like play around with these, which is what I really love. And having everything in your palette, and I love that everything is super customizable. I could change this anytime I want. And it's not, you know, like those, and I love my palettes. I do have eyeshadow palettes that I still have from like years ago, and I still use them, but everybody notices that we always have the same eyeshadows or a group of eyeshadows that we keep gravitating toward, and then there's ones that we don't use at all, and that is sad. So this is really nice because you could literally like, there's no waste. If you use one, you replace it because it's one of your favorites, and then you have the other ones as like, you know, your filler eyeshadows whenever you need to like add something or you want a different tone. But the ones that you use all the time, you just keep refilling. So cute. Okay, I really like this. All right, now the last thing, because I could just leave it like this, and this is glowy, and this is peachy, glazy, you know, love it. But these particular ones I wanted to showcase, this is Tangerine, and this is the gloss. Seems kind of crazy. I love this shade on deeper skin tones. So gorgeous. Like medium skin tones, even a little bit darker. It just pops. It looks so beautiful. But even on my fair skin, it's okay. I like the more orange corally stuff. So let's see what happens if I just lay it on top. And it's just going to give me a different tone. And you could go, see, that's more subtle, which is totally fine. But you keep adding. Super easy. It's like finger paints. And then I'm going to show you perhaps with Rosewood and Pineapple. Let's see what that looks like. I'm literally just like experimenting because I don't even know. I've never mixed those two together. Again, let me move this out of the way. These are so much fun. I'm telling you, I love playing with these. So this is Pineapple, and I am going to go into Rosewood. And then I'm going to put a little bit of the pineapple on. Let's see. I'm like just piling on all this stuff because I want to give a good example and representation of what this does. So you can see it's kind of like this warm terracotta, and the yellow, it's like an adjuster, like a shade adjuster. So let's see what happens if I put that there. It makes it almost like a coral. So you could do this even with something more pink and it will warm it up. But you see how it almost gave me, and look at how sheer it is. You know, so even though I'm putting this stuff on, it's not giving me, let me get a fresh swatch, like cakiness, because these are sheer. Looks kind of weird. It almost has a little bit of a reddish tint with that together, which I ain't mad at. So cute, so glowy. My absolute favorite. And as you can see, like I'm telling you on my face, it doesn't feel like I have 10,000 pounds of makeup on because I'm putting these on in sheer layers and it's sheer coverage makeup. So, and you can see it in real time. Like I don't look cakey. I do look glowy, maybe too glowy for some, but like I said, you could customize this however you want. You could powder certain areas. I kind of like looking like a glazed donut in general. This is the Worth It Lip Plumper that I was talking about. It is clear, but it looks pink in here. And this stuff is really nice. It feels really good. And this is from Beauty Society. And it smells like cinnamon. And it's not the annoying burn. It has a little tingle. But I don't like the ones that like really burn. And it also has skincare ingredients in here too. It has advanced BTX, which some of our products also have. And that actually increases it's been scientifically proven to increase the volume of your dermis. The dermis is underneath the top layers of your skin, and that is where the collagen and the elastin is. And that is what is responsible for causing wrinkles when the collagen and elastin starts to deplete. So this actually helps to plump everything. Of course, there's no such thing as like a magic cream, but the Beauty Society stuff has been giving impressive results, and I am here for it. And this is one of the things that I really like, even if it's not necessarily plumping my lips. I love the finish of it and the feel. All right, continuing with the lips, I am going to do something where I am going to mix pineapple. Let's see. Let me do that. So I have the gloss on. I am going to use this Rosewood. Actually, no. I'm going to use something else. I'm going to use something that has a little bit more pink, like this Tango, even though it's a gloss. But it has more of a pink, and generally, they're not really my colors. It's kind of a peach. I feel like it might be a little too light. I mean, I guess it's kind of cute, especially for the summer. I guess it's kind of cute. All right, so, because I use this on my cheeks a lot, Tango, and that was a limited edition shade that is now going to be in the sale for 40% off. I just keep saying it, 40% off. That's really a nice sale. I'm super excited for this one this year. Now here's the yellow. Let me see if you can see. It changed it. Toned it down. Toned down the pink. So it's still a little peachy, but not as peachy pink as it was, so you could do that with any lip and cheek. You could even do it with your existing products, especially like, your cream products, whatever they are. You could use this pineapple as a shade adjuster. So much fun. Okay, so that is it. My summer glaze look. I hope you enjoyed it. Again, all of my information is down below. Contact me if you have any questions about anything. My skincare questionnaire is there. That is for you to fill out so I could find out what your skin type is, what concerns you have, so I can curate a personalized skincare routine for you. As always, thank you so much for spending time with me, hanging out. I will see you soon.